All right, third game. Matchup of the two guys involved in probably the biggest trade of the season that involved Rogers going to no, that's not true. They both made their two huge trades separately. Foley gives up Luck. Derek gets Rogers. Trade picks involved. Derek goes down in trade picks. Foley goes up in trade picks. So let's see how it goes. Derek is just behind me at 6-1, but definitely has the best starting roster in the league right now. Versus Foley at 2-5, who's in our division and pretty much needs to win out with some help at this point, which is why he's mortgaging this year. Derek's projected to win by 25 points. That is a lot. Derek starting Rogers should have a huge game in New Orleans. Golden Tate, who's been on fire, and still no Calvin Johnson's at Atlanta, so that should keep up. Emmanuel Sanders in San Diego. Sanders is good. It's just you don't know what's going to happen, like who's going to get it in Denver, and you have Julius Thomas. Like, I highly doubt they're both going to have great games. I mean, not that it hasn't happened. I mean, it happens a lot that two people in Denver will have a good game, but just I don't like to start two people in the same. Forte at New England, people are expecting him to go off with our soft interior now with Mayo out. I don't know about that, but he'll do his job. Murray on Monday night, after years of him getting his balls busted, this would be in a division game, and the pace he's on, I expect Murray to blow the fook up this week. He's going to have a huge game, so everybody in the nation who was doubting him will know for sure when they're the only show in town that he's the man. Julius Thomas, 13. I'm expecting similar. McKinnon at Tampa Bay, 16. He's been getting the ball a lot. Tampa Bay is soft, but 16 is a fucking lot of points, dude. I don't know about that. On the road. Kicker and defense, who cares? Nobody really on the bench. I mean, you're sitting Brady, but that's because you got Rodgers. You're sitting Larry, Fitzgerald. That makes sense. Roddy White sit. That's kind of a McKinnon, White. I could see the battle there. Sanders, White. Maybe he should be in there. But it's versus Detroit. The defense is great. That's obviously the reasoning behind the decision. All right. Foley starting Romo at Washington. I actually think he's going to have a huge game, so it's almost a wash, I bet, at quarterback this week, despite Foley trading away the #1 quarterback in fantasy right now. Mike Wallace at Jacksonville. He's been on fire playing a terrible team. I like that too. LaFell. I think that LaFell is a good wide receiver too, or flex on a chance. I could definitely see him putting up the points, but you can't bank on it. That's a bad start. Hillman, I like. San Diego, I was just looking into this for FanDuel. Surprisingly, 11th worst against running backs, and Hillman's been getting the ball a ton. I expect him to have a good game. McCoy at Arizona. So McCoy's turning it on, but this is a tough matchup on the road. But I still like him too. Definitely Forte and Murray have an advantage, but those are solid running backs. Bennett at tight end at New England. I hope he doesn't do much, but he's solid too. But you got to give Thomas the edge there. But like I said, that whole Sanders-Thomas thing, it's doubtful that they'll both be awesome. Steve Smith Sr., he had a bad game last week, but he's been on fire at Cincinnati. I like him. He's got the division game there, and they're not familiar with him. Derek's projected to win by 25. I expect him to win handily. I don't know about 25. I would love it. I think it would be great if Foley won after this trade, get him a little closer, drop Derek down a little bit, get him in panic mode, but I just don't see it happen. I like Derek to win, no problem.